Hi there guys, this is Cassandra. I'm a Riffle in Time. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are doing January monthly favorites, show and tell, catch up vibes. I previously recorded this video before, February 11th is actually when I'm recording it now, but I went to edit it and the mic had kind of flipped in and was going the whole time. So we're back at it again. It's unfortunately dark and dreary and my hair was every kind of mess. We are in the hat. All is well though. We will prevail. That's the theme of January. So truly, I think for every person I've talked to, January was the longest month of life. It was the year of January actually. And in theme of that, there was definitely it feels like months of time that happened and they were all very different, it feels. So if you haven't actually been here before, I guess I'll tell you, I usually start with the chat. We move into kind of the show and tell part a little later. The decks are at the end, so if you just want that, you can skip ahead. But if you want to talk about how forever long January was and the things that excited me and the things that sucked and all that good stuff, here we are. So the first part of the year of January actually was historically better than normal. January is usually the bane of my existence, dark night of the soul kind of months. And for as long as I can remember, it's yuck outside, it's cold, seasonal depression. It's also the anniversary of my mom passing. It's just the worst month. I'm sorry for January babies. But the start of January and even the middle of January went pretty swimmingly. I can give you some good reasons to why. One, I started a new medication. It's going well. Thank you, therapy, psychiatry, mental health awareness. Thank you all. It's been very helpful in making me feel human and more capable of handling life. Two, I have been really back in my practice. I took most of last year really kind of off. I was stuck in the void. So it was really good to be back. Lesson learned of stopping all of life. It can't happen, it doesn't happen, and so I can't stop all the good stuff to kind of stand at the altar of the bad stuff. So I got back to it. I got back to my practice, and when I'm in my practice and working with my decks, I've been doing rituals and other things too. When I'm there, I'm the best version of myself. I'm the most capable version to deal with things because I'm actively caring for myself and doing things that kind of fill and fuel my cup of life. So that's been really lovely. I've also been feeling really creative. I've been doing I shared my daily sketchy art of my cards. That little 5 minutes makes a big difference. I've been working on some a thing for the shop. Actually, I'm very excited about. I've been doing these little moon ritual kits that I'm going to be offering. I did a whole digital guidebook. It's insanely lots of love in it, so it took a lot of good creative juices. So I've been really excited about that. I've actually been sharing, I created a Patreon over there about the beginning or middle of January, sharing my dailies, and I'm also going to be sharing sneak peeks of stuff, and it's totally free right now, but it's just been a really cool little, it feels like a closer container than social media. So it's been cool to just share things I probably wouldn't share anywhere else. So that's just been fun. So there's been a lot of things filling. Community has been a really big part. Again, the world is burning. Everything is a lot, and to really look around and see the people that I've chose to surround myself with and to support and see them, they're just all amazing and lovely, beautiful creatures, and it's you see so much bad in people sometimes, and then like to have these beautiful reminders of like the good in people and what makes them worth like fighting for and beside. And it's just I don't want to get emotional, so we won't keep talking about that, but I've just been really loving like pouring into my community and like being held by it, and it's just been a really beautiful almost like revitalizing feeling of just like, this is what people could be, this is what the world could be, is like filled with people like this, you know? So to kind of balance the opposite. So lots of reasons I feel like for a better January. We did have some hang up here at the end of the month. My partner had emergency surgery. We've been in that like kind of recovery stage, and that took a little wind out of my sails, but we are moving in the right direction, and I honestly have been feeling this like beautiful, like the universe just having their hand on my back and just like, it's been really, I've just felt really loved and supported and held again, which like to combat like a horrible thing, like a scary, horrible, chaotic, crazy thing, but just feeling really, really blessed and loved. And so though the vibes everywhere have been like chaos, I've been really trying to hold that space. One of the things, like, what do you have to offer like other people in like times like this? It's like, obviously there are lots of active things I do to like participate, but also like what can I do for just the other people, and not just like for the causes, you know? And something that I've been told a lot of times, which honor and a blessing to be able to be this, is just I'm a hopeful light. I bring joy back, and to like be able to be that hopeful light in the dark and kind of help people keep moving forward even in the thick of it is like, I feel like just really grateful to like be able to do that for some people. And I love you. I love you. And so if you are here for some light, I hope you find it, because though like again the world is the way it is, I'm forever amazed by you and my fellow peoples and all that we're capable of and all that we can be. And so I just love to love you. We will get into the show and tell portion of tonight's program. I have been up to some things. I've been reading, which I think I've mentioned in my like winter's favorites, since I kind of just forgot about all things. I did end up reading 2 books. I'm working on 3 and 4. I'm kind of simultaneously reading right now, which is not that I need another thing to do, but I read, actually listened to My Name is Morgan, and then the second book, Le Fay, one of my friends like suggested to me, and I really loved it. It was like just the right amount of like it wasn't too much of anything. I really enjoyed that, though there were like some like sad parts or like what have you. It didn't feel like too much, so I appreciated that. There was depth there. There was like good character development. I love good character development, but I also have been looking for kind of like a lighter story. So I had a lot of suggestions. This has been recommended to me before, and it's been on my Libby forever. I've been in line forever. So I finally bought it, and I actually really love this cover art. I've seen like the other cover art a couple times, but I was at Target actually and saw the Legends of Lattes, and I'm like, why does this look like the Master Sword in a teacup? Please look at this. But I just started reading this not that long ago. It's been harder to read a physical book right now, so I started listening to a book that I started last year that I've just never gotten through. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I believe, is a book I really enjoy. Like, as I'm listening to it, I love the narration. I really am loving the story. But listening to it's kind of hard because, like, you're jumping in and out of timelines, and I can't remember, like, numbers are just lost on me. I can barely remember names, and so, like, I find myself, I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, it takes me a minute to figure out. The farther it's progressing in the story, the easier that is, because I can kind of pinpoint, like, the people, place, vibe a little bit better. But I still probably would have been better to, like, read it physically. But again, it's harder to, like, sit down and read a book than it is to, like, put it in my ear while I'm, like, vacuuming the floor, you know? I don't know who else vacuums. No, that's what I do. I'm just, like, flailing around vacuuming. So books, that was fun. I'm still watching Doctor Who. I am in either the first or second season of Capaldi. I don't know. These are all new for me, since I haven't seen any of these, so I'm doing it a little slower. It's, like, kind of easier to, like, half watch some episodes, like, that I've already watched before. Like, I could still be doing something, but these are, like, really new, so I want to, like, be paying attention. So I'm only watching it when I can sit and watch the whole thing, like, straight up. So you know how often that is, that I have a, like, chunk of time uninterrupted. Let's think. I got some, so I love to highlight, you know, my businesses. I'm very close to the camera right now, sorry. You know, I always love crystal lion gems. Why am I always throwing my crystals? Why? Anyways, I love to highlight a small business. You know, I love crystal lion gems. Christina is the gal. Quality crystals, ethically sourced crystals, making sure that everywhere along the line are just, you know, it's good. It's, people are being paid, people are being cared for. It's, like, in the right places in the world. The best crystals I've ever been able to get. Tumble sale was this, sometime this month, I believe, or maybe even, no, it was this month. It was January. I definitely got them in January, but I got some, like, different tumbles. I got, like, little petersite here. This kunzite, it almost looked like a teardrop to me. You see, here we go. I really loved that. Kunzite, one of the things it can be good for is, like, the mother wound, and obviously, like, tears. So I just felt like it was, like, really, this is pink petalite, which I had never seen before. That's another thing Christina's really good at, is bringing me crystals that are new to me. This is some lithium quartz. I know this is not great viewing. I got some celestite and I have, like, a red jasper, little, almost like buttony guy. We have some blue lace agate. We have, this is a specific kind of blue jade. I don't remember, Vonson maybe? Don't quote me on that. But some Veracite. I don't know if you can see the Veracite. I have a little piece of yellow fluorite, just a little cutie. And then, because I have 3 garnet tumbles. I don't need any more garnet, but I promise you I will get it anyways. Are you selling garnet? Please give me 3. 3 is my lucky number, so I couldn't. They had to. I've also, I don't know where my green bean is. It's usually close. I might have it sitting up there though. My probably most used crystal this month is definitely my Chrysoprase green bean. I think I've showed it before. I just love it. I love it dearly. I also want to say, I just want to throw out, we talked about me look at it. It's on point. It is literally the waxing of Leo. I'm telling you, I'm on it. We are almost to the full moon. We are almost there, babies. Also, to come, I really love phases in forest. I, like, pulled out the card for the moon phase today. I'm just like, I just realized I could do that too, and that would be really cool. Let's move on to journals. So like I said, I was sharing on Patreon my little like daily sketch thing. I'll show you what I can. I've been doing a lot of digital and like digital collage and like photographs that I'm like editing. So that's really cool because I can share those over there. I can't really show you that right now. But like I even write like the collage I did, but I did a little here. I'll give you a peek into February since it's technically February. But yeah, I've been on it. I've been really enjoying that. Also, I want to tell you a little more about my little my little moon ritual. So these doing these little moon ritual like travel altars. So I'm like curating the set like of what's in there, but I'm also creating like this digital option too. So it's really cool, kind of like doing both. But I made like a release oil for it, like a moon water intention spray. So during like that first new moon this year, I was really excited. I made some really cool moon water with the distilled water portion for the spray. And that was really cool. I made like I made 2 playlists. I did these little actually, I want to see if I can quickly. I have it like bubble wrapped up for protection, but I did some cool things too. Like I created these little incantation cards. Like I wrote the little poem-y incantation. There's like I trimmed a copy of Magical Nature Tarot that got damaged down, and like I'm gonna add a card for everybody in there. You know, I already did these like little moons, but yeah, it's like a whole cute little thing. It's a cute little thing. And then here, I'll just unwrap everything. But there's like a little bag, and I have like your little roller and sprayer, and got some crystal chips. We have like a crystal, like a selenite moon. You have a pencil and a little notebook. It's so cute. And then I have one more piece I don't have yet, but I have these like little wildflower seed papers coming. Like it's a little leaf shape for like one of the spells. Like I wrote these rituals for the kit too. So I like did like little rituals. So I did the new moon one's pretty like lengthy of like a ritual, but I did 2 like kind of like normal size, and then I did 2 like little mini ones in case you don't have the time for the bigger ones. But yeah, I did like a whole preparations section, and I made a different playlist for the preparation and a different one for the rituals, and I put some tarot spreads I like to use and some journal prompts, and actually like audio recorded me walking through the preparation and the rituals. I don't know, I did a whole thing. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna turn out really good all together, and I'm just excited. So that's been like my creative things I've been up to. I thought I got my journal. Oh yeah, we'll peek at the journal too. I think I showed you like my looking back where I did the end of the year kind of tag, and I did that like tend the garden. I pulled the card from Faces and Forest and kind of wrote on it. I did my 2025 energies where like I wrote down my card of the year. I wrote down like my numerological, like what year I'm in, the color energetic, and then Maureen did my year ahead. I know I talked about that, but the like archetype, animal guide, plant / essential oil, crystal energy, and deity / goddess that she pulled for me. I put those in there. I did a little Hollow Valley deck of symbols, Death Doula, Terra Volatile spread vibe here. The video I did for Patreon, that was like the guided meditation, not guided meditation, the journal with me, it's in here. I put my little collage in here. Then I did my February month ahead. This one was really cool because I used Terra Volatile, Botan, and Spolia, and those were actually the only 3 decks I have had on my like out of print want list, because Terra Volatile and Botan were both out of print like last year. So they were like, those 3 were all on my list, and I got them all last year, so I felt like it was really cool together. And then I did my new moon in Aquarius, and I did the card from Phases in Forest for the new moon, and then I pulled from Spolia, and that was really, see, I've even been doing my journal. Like, be proud of me right now. Someone be proud. I also started, like, it's just a small journal. I'm just like kind of like writing in, but for each of the moon phases that I'm like, the new and the full moon, I'm like having a page for it. So I can kind of reflect on that without like looking just at my tarot journal, whether or not I added it or not. But yeah, I feel like, is there anything else? Probably. Oh, I don't have it physically on me, but I did like my first 5-day candle, which was really fun. Crystal the Oracle does like candles at the beginning of the year, and so I was able to snag one of those. I really enjoyed the like time and intention that went to that. I don't think I got anything else. What we'll move into are the decks. I did get some new decks. I shared recently some new decks. I'm not sure with the overlap here. So in case I didn't share, I got I'll just show it anyways. I got the Green Glyph Lenormand. You know I love the Green Glyph collection. I've been waiting to get the Lenormand. I ended up getting it when I did my last restock. I grabbed it. So that's what only thing I've been waiting on. But I have this in the shop now. I did like my first reading with it. It was really funny. It was like I don't normally do like really predictive readings or anything, but I got like a little message kind of like warning from it, and it was like, it was so funny because it was like very specific about like you're about to like receive like some, like it's going to be like a sudden like situation regarding your apartment, like, and specifically it was even like funny because like looking back at it after like an hour later it happened. It was like soon, sudden like situation that's gonna like be upsetting in your house, like in your apartment. And there was even the ship card, which I was like kind of confused about at first, but I remember like after it happened, we had a leak from my upstairs bathroom to my downstairs bathroom, and like I remember the ship card being there. I'm like, it was even telling me water. So like it was silly, but it just like, it felt really like on the nose. Like it was pretty much like, here in an hour there's gonna be a leak in your apartment, and so haha funny. But I did a whole video on the deck for wonder walking. I've still been using this for watercolor like art. I want to do like my first actual like wonder walking adventure here coming up. Maybe I'll share how that goes. But that is a newer one. The Bad Girl Oracle, I don't know if I shared that either. I cannot remember the last video I did and what I was talking about. It's been quite a crazy way to go. Bad Girl Oracle, I'll show you a peeky. If anything, I'll show you. There's a couple cards I can't show on here, so but as of all of the decks that I offer in the shop, I have a photo I have like cover every card in the thing, so you can see ahead of time if there's going to be an inappropriate card maybe that you don't want to see. But this alien is my favorite. I love this alien card. I don't know what it is, but it's just, if I was an alien, this is what I would look like. But I have been pairing this with Outgrow Yourself, actually, and I've been doing it kind of like archetype energy, because it has like this, I don't know how to explain it, but it's been fun. I did get in, not in the shop, but personal. I finally got a copy of the Sparrow Tarot. I've been wanting it since Maureen shared it as like, I think it was last year, as like one of her favorites. And it was out of print, and I ended up snagging it because I just like, if Maureen loves that, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I will. So this has been like cute. Actually, the first card I pulled was that one I drew, like soon as it came in. And it was cool because it gave me like really, so the 7 of Cups kind of feels like choices to me. I guess that would be like my keyword, is like there's a like kind of a lot of choices, and maybe being uncertain, or kind of like, again, so many other things, but that felt very like specifically kind of like keep your eye on the prize to me. Like, I don't know, there's something about it that gave me kind of like a different maybe feeling than I usually get when I get that card. But there's probably something else that I'm missing. I just can't quite remember. But the two very newest decks that I know I haven't shared, this is these are actually, this one was a kind of sudden purchase. I ended up seeing it over on Tarot Magpie, actually, was sharing this, and I was like, I'm gonna need that. Again, you know, people where they just like, you have my taste in decks, so I know that I'm going to want this. Actually, there are a couple cards in here too. I don't think I can show. This is like a really cool photography kind of collage vibe, and this is really cool because normally black and white can feel a little maybe flat to me. I don't want to say that in a bad way, but this feels like there's so much depth, even in the cards, like that. There's like, hold on. I feel like I'm getting a lot of majors here. I want to show the specific. It feels like even the minors that are a little pippier, there's like depth to it. Let me find a specific example of what I'm saying. Of course, but like it could just be 6 shells, but instead like there's like a photo behind it. Same thing, like 8 of cups. Like there's 8 cups, but they add. I really enjoy that. I'm gonna. Can I just cover? I'm gonna cover what you can't look at, but I really love the star card. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably not letting you look, but yeah, I just really dig it. I actually got the 10 of shells, my first card pull, and I enjoyed the guidebook. Yeah, I did. Actually, one of the things I shared on my Patreon was I did a photography collage for this, but there's like a little like poem down here. There is like the meaning, and then there's an affirmation, but I'm only going to read a little bit, but your ancestors breathed the same air of the laughter in your chest and cried the same water in the tears of your grief. Like a stone tossed into the lake, your life too will ripple onward in perfect circles. But for what shall you be remembered? And like it goes into like obviously more, but I just really enjoyed this. Felt very different, and you know I love a different. I was very excited and very intentionally getting this one though. I've been, I guess I'm always looking for a good collage deck, but I had a very specific like idea in mind, and this was just it. This is actually probably one of my favorites I've seen in a long time, like collages. This one's really cool too because it has like 4 or 5 different lover variations. And I think that's just always brilliant. But this deck is just, there's something about it that's just very what I want it to be. I haven't put my finger on exactly what it is. It feels like it's like a combination of some of my favorite decks almost. Like it scratches the same itch as some of them put together though. Like it gives me a little Spolia. It gives me a little ritual. Like, you know what I mean? It has this like really, I hope that sound isn't like really overbearing right now. But I just really love it. I've just been digging the vibes. And I also, speaking of Spolia, was one of my most used decks this month. But someone asked me if I could find like good alternatives and maybe do a video on that. If you have any suggestions yourself, let a girl know. I do want to do that. I don't I guess I never like thought about it. I have a lot of collage decks, but if you have any specific ones that like you feel like are good, obviously you're not going to get the exact thing, but honestly, I think the Scarab and Dahlia would be like a pretty cool alternative. Maybe I'll do like a video like side by side comparing some of my favorite collage decks. I'm going to pop all of my recent favorites out, I think, and just, can you please stay away from this open pen? I just like tossed Spolia on top of an open pen. Thankfully, we did not have a hard time there. Okay, so this month, I've used actually a ton of decks. That's something else I want to say. The practice where I'm doing like my 5-minute little sketches and like art piece, whatever, has really helped me rotate my collection. It was actually hard for me to pick like decks that I've used a ton because I've been so good about rotating. My most used deck probably this month would be Spolia. I told you I wanted to commit to making myself actually use it, and I have done so. You know what? I really do think at least some cards in the Scarab and Dahlia feels like similar. You know what I mean? It has some of the vibe. So, you know what? I think I'm gonna do like a little side by side one. I think I'm gonna do a walkthrough or like even just like a, hey, look at my deck video of that one, and maybe I'll like put this next to it and we'll like take a peeky. But this is out of print. Oh my gosh, if I showed this to you and you didn't know it was out of print, I'm so sorry. I don't normally share out of print decks because I don't want to torture anyone, but I'm trying to be honest here. Like you're my friends, hopefully, if you're like here watching this right now. And so don't be mad at me, just love me. I'm gonna turn these right side. Okay. Also, probably maybe is equally used, Phases in Forest. I freaking love this deck. Actually, someone on here suggested I get it. I've always loved Cat. I have the Roots and Wings Oracle, and I hadn't gotten this one yet. And someone was like, you should get this. You would love it. I did love it, and I love you for telling me. I had like missed the Kickstarter and ended up like pre-ordering it, but I have that in the shop. Here, this is another out of print one. This is the Hollow Valley deck of symbols. This is one that I told you I wanted to use this year because I just had been neglecting it for so long. I have been using it. Be so proud of me. I've been so happy about it too. It's such a goody little gem. Next up, my sweet baby. This deck has held me in the worst of it, in the thick of it. I've been pulling it every day for the last like 3 weeks of like this whole chaos. But even before then, I was using it at least weekly. There are times when you need to lean on comfort and love and support, and this like feels like everything I want. I'm gonna turn this over and then it's gonna be, I told you. It just happens. It happens this way, but I love Future Ancestor. It's one of my favorite. And also, like, not only is this a deck like I've had for so long, I've used for like a lot of like big deep things. I love it. It makes me feel all these things. Everything about that, you know, I talk about that all the time. But this is my first deck in the shop, so it's even like, it's just so special to me in so many different ways. I love the creator of this deck. She's brilliant and kind and just such an amazing, again, the community that I love to be standing beside. She inspires me, and for so many reasons, just adore her. So that's like, it's so special in so many ways. Next is probably the one deck. It's, when I'm in the liminal, you know, visions in the liminal space, only makes sense. January, I don't know, like especially, like I use this pretty frequently throughout the year, but January is, I think I wonder when this was actually created, because if it wasn't created in January, that's where it just exists there for me. But yeah, just one of those decks that have like a certain vibe to it, and I feel like it. I think it's funny because like I don't use like white and black decks very often, but when I do, it's January. It's like my two like main white and black decks were out today, you know? And honestly, there are some pops of color, but Future Ancestor also like a very pretty like base white and black deck. Pairings. Did I have any specific pairings this month? I don't know. I did a lot of single card pulls because of, again, the practice I've been doing. Honestly, probably my favorite pairing was the one I did. That was the Botan, it was Botan, Spolia, and Terra Volatile. That, or the one that was Hollow Valley Deck of Symbols, Terra Volatile, and Death Doula. Death Doula was another one that returned. So I took a break last year, not intentionally, but I did take a break last year from Death Doula. I think, one, I got a lot of new decks in. I'm gonna pull Death Doula out. But I got a lot of new decks in last year. And also, you know, I took pretty much the second half of the year off of tarot. So I didn't have the time I normally naturally pull to it is fall, winter. It's another deck that's like living in the liminal with me. And so I just like a good portion of the time I would use it, I wasn't using decks. So I think it was like soon as I don't know, it's like as soon as it got cold, I was like, oh, where is Death Doula? But I've been really frequenting this deck. I also love it. I've talked before about it's like guidebook is little but mighty. This is a deck like I really like the kind of extras that are in the guidebook. Not just like the meanings that come with a card, because the meanings that come with a card are usually like roughly a paragraph, but most of the cards have like a see this page, or see this ritual, see this meditation, see this blah blah blah, and then there's like a little chunk of extra for those cards, and I really enjoy that little extra. Honestly, again, you could just like intentionally look back there for what you want or need, which I think is really cool. It's so dark now. I'm so sorry you're like living in the dark here. I'm gonna pull a card. I'm gonna pull a card from Future Ancestor. I think Future Ancestor also, its little guidebook isn't like that. I mean, it's literally like a little pamphlet, but I always really enjoy the like affirmation-y little things for the card. Give us a message. Give us some love. If you didn't know, 3 is my lucky number. So I like to shuffle 3 that way. This is you. Aww. 9 of Seeds. So 9 of Pentacles. What do we have here? You are home. Honor the richness of life. Thank your body and your ancestors. See? Put that. Also, Lilifer is another one I've been using a lot. Actually, just my other card I pulled today was Lilifer. Love Lilifer. Very excitedly getting Lilifer in the shop. I obviously have Future Ancestor in the shop. I only have like a copy of Visions. I have some Death Doula. I have lots of decks in the shop that I've been very excited about. I've been doing a really bad job of updating people about that kind of stuff. I'm getting back to the shop. I'm going to give the shop lots of love. Hopefully this year I have lots of space to do that, because it's one of those things is like I'm forever grateful for I made the shop with the intention of loving, just like, it was so much heart. I need to learn a little more about the business part of it, but it was made with so much heart and love and just like real deep, passionate excitement and love for these creators and their projects and wanting to share them, and just like, it was made with such a good thing that even when I'm not pouring into it like all this energy and effort, it's like I could blindly do it, like, because I'm just following my heart. It's like I'm restocking decks that I love, I'm getting new decks that I love, like, it's just like, these aren't just random decks, like, I own these decks, so these are ones that I enjoy and I use, and like, I try to really keep that. Like, sometimes I'll get a deck kind of on a spur of the moment situation, but it's because I'm excited about it. Like, I don't just get decks because, like, with some like silly reason, like, I think it'll sell well. I probably should make more decisions that consider that, but I just make decisions about people I'm excited about and like with what they're doing. I just love people. I love my people and I love to share them. So I do want to spend some time this year, though, giving the shop some really deserved love and attention for being so hardy and sturdy and like continuing even when I wasn't like really there to make that happen, you know what I mean? So I want to reward the shop this year with some real good love, and I love you. I mean, this is a long video. I hope that you enjoy the time that we spend together as much as I do, and seriously, I'm really bad at being a YouTuber, but if you're here this long, if you're not a part of the Patreon, I'll leave it below. I really want like my people there, because again, I'm just like sharing silly stuff. I'm sharing my like daily pulls right now while like I don't have the time and energy to do other things, but I want to make it something more than that one day. But right now it's just like a free little space. It's like my own little social media, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm just sharing like my silly drawings right now, but it's fun. I love you. Also, if you watch my videos and you don't subscribe to me, please do. It's so funny. As many people as are subscribed to me, at least that many are not subscribed but still watching. So I think that's funny. It's probably because I'm a terrible YouTuber and I don't tell anyone, because I don't think about it either, that I don't subscribe to people. It's so funny. I think I just started subscribing to a channel that I've watched for over a year. Like, it was just like a month ago. I was like, how am I not subscribed to this person? It happens all the time. So my bad. My bad. I should have told you. Comment, tell me you love me. I love you too. No, don't tell me you love me. But let me know how your month went. You know, I really love to hear from you. Seriously, one of my favorite things is when people tell me like the deck they've been using too. Like, I just told you all the decks I've been really loving. I want to hear what decks you're loving. Yeah. I love you.